So, my name is Diane Illyria Sass. I am 17 by all appearances, senior in high school, 5'8". I'm Greek. I have olive skin, green calculating eyes, dark unbraided hair. I'm a trans girl. The origin, I'm a cult leader as far as anyone is concerned, but labels are so 2002. My backstory, you come with a click with the queen. So I'm playing the queen. As the queen, you get a click, and you get 3 named members of that click, and you get a string on each of them. My 3 are May, who is a devoted follower who will do literally anything I say. She's an addict. Theo, who's a party kid, again, very much into alcohol and drugs and sex and literally anything else that could be considered bad for them. They, them. And then we have Buck, who's like super masculine, hypersexual, doesn't talk much. He resembles a bull in more ways than one. He, him. For my clique, you are the head of the toughest, coolest, most powerful clique around. They count as a gang. Choose one of the following strengths for your gang. I chose they're connected with money and designer drugs, etc.
Oh, excellent.
If you want the other move, it is bot loyalty. You can give a side character a string on you to tempt them to do your bidding. The MC will tell you what sort of bribe, threat, or coaxing it'll take to get that character to do what you want right now. And that is who Diane is.
Very excited. Anybody want to go next?
I am Edwin Peck. I go by Ed. I'm a kind of tall, very gaunt, always ash-like style skin, and very sunken eyes, because I'm playing the Ghoul playbook. My hunger is for thrills. It's what drives me. Ever since I died. I died during a school whitewater rafting trip. I don't think many people knew because I woke up a couple hours later while everyone was searching for me. And since then, every time I die, I just wake up fine a couple hours later.
Oh, you took the
Short rest for the wicked.
Yep.
Such a good name. Yep. And then the rest of my backstory stuff has strings, so I'll save it.
Okay.
Okay. So I am playing Vanessa. She is a witch. Brown hair, black jacket, nice and fashionable, sultry look. Very coy, but with sharp, calculating eyes. And as far as anyone is aware, her skills were learnt through avid reading of many different sources. And the hexes that my character knows are binding to prevent the person I hex from physically harming anyone else, or illusions. I can either choose for them to see snakes and bugs, demonic visages, false prophecies, or non-existent subtext everywhere. I have no exact control of what they see, only the theme.
How did Vanessa get her magic?
Through occult reading. She's gone deep into the library books and probably the black market to find the lore she needs to reach her current skills.
Oh, I love that. Okay, let's go to Gil.
So I'm Perdu, and I'm a ghost. In terms of looks, Perdu has hollow eyes that always seem like they're looking like a mile past you. He looks forlorn and slightly out of place in time. The idea being that he probably died a long time ago. In terms of backstory, so Perdu lived with his grandmother and they were really poor, and people really didn't like his family because they were poor. So after his grandmother died, Perdu slowly starved on the street while everybody was looking the other way. So he kind of blames people around him for dying. But he's not angry about it. He's simply, he's very asocial. He doesn't really want people to be around him.
What moves did you pick?
Okay, I picked Projected Blame. So if I have the traumatized condition, I may act as though others have the condition at fault for my death, which makes sense with the backstory. And then Creep. If I silently witness somebody in their most private moments, like sleeping or putting on makeup, I gain a string on them.
Not creepy at all. Love it.
Nope. And whenever somebody brings up my death, I gain the condition Traumatized.
Sweet. so let's go to strings and sympathetic tokens for Vanessa.
So I start with 2 sympathetic tokens. I'm going to say the first one I have is from Diane. I will possibly say an old cell phone that you were convinced that you lost, but was in fact stolen by Vanessa.
Can you clarify what sympathetic tokens are?
They are objects that of personal significance taken from someone else, either willingly or unknowingly, that I can use to cast magic from a distance as opposed to it being very obviously in person.
Gotcha. An old cell phone works. I also, as a cult leader, I've got a fair bit of like religious tokens and totems that also work as well.
Yeah, I think that would be appropriate. What would these cult icons look like?
The most common one is a silver, very, very old coin with like a bunch of grapes printed on it. A bunch of grapes like floating over a cup.
Okay. See, here's an interesting question. Did I steal this, or was I previously part of your cult and was given it?
I like that angle way.
Yeah. And I've just still got a hold of this. Well, there's nothing saying that I'm not still associated, but at the very least, I was in your cult at one point in time, and I now have this token.
I love that.
Let's do that.
So about that, who does the other sympathetic token go to?
I'm going to say Edwin, and I'm curious, what would suit Edwin as something of personal significance?
One of those 90s style metal ball, like punk chokers, but all corroded and rusted.
Yeah, let's do that.
I love that so much.
Me too.
And then Vanessa, you also have just a regular string.
Yes. One of the others caught you rummaging through their friend's stuff, but hasn't said anything. They get a string on you. Given that Purdue has creep as one of their moves, that seems perfect fit.
Whose stuff were you rummaging through?
Let's say Edwin, because with my token from Diane, that would have been given to me willingly. Whereas if Edwin's token was something I stole, then it would make sense for that to be the one that was seen.
I like that.
I love that a lot. Anyone want to go next?
I can. My only other one is you find someone threatening, give them a string on you. I think Vanessa makes the most sense. If Vanessa was once part of the cult and left,
I like that.
she probably knows a bunch of information that I don't want her to know. Like, she probably knows that I'm actually a goddess, not just a cult leader.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Nobody else knows that.
I love it. So Edwin or Purdue?
My first one is someone reminded you what love was when you thought that death had stolen it away from you forever. Give them a string. Is anyone interested in taking that role?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. That sounds interesting.
Okay, cool.
What did she do that reminded you what love was?
I would possibly say that at one point when you came back, possibly broken or battered from a death, and you were perhaps shunned for your appearance for a time, but Vanessa overlooked that and showed you comfort.
I like that. I like that a lot. Is that how you got close enough to me to steal my necklace?
Perhaps. Yes, that adds some interesting undertones, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like it.
Hell yeah.
And then my other one is, did anyone watch you die? If so, you gain 2 strings on each other. Once again, does anyone want to have seen me die? I think this implies the first time.
Yeah, so who was on the whitewater rafting trip?
I would say there's logical choice for either Purdue or myself. I feel like if you died because one of my followers who was like in the boat with you was drunk.
I think if I take it, it makes one of mine easier to do too.
And that one multiple people can take. It's anyone that watched me die.
Cool. I'll take one then. I'll say that I watched you die.
Yeah. I said, why not? I'll join in on this.
Oh, is it everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone has 2 strings on me, and I have 2 strings on everyone. This is going to be interesting.
Excellent.
Hell yeah.
Purdue, let's do your strings.
Somebody knows that you're dead and how you died. They gain 2 strings on you. I'm going to say that Perdu is pretty hot in like sort of a mysterious, aloof kind of guy. I think that Diane was interested in him, and kind of obsessed with him, but in trying to figure out who I was, she discovered that I am really, really poor, and that really put her off. But in trying to find out stuff about me, she figured out how I died, that I died of poverty, and that I'm dead. And that gives you 2 strings on me, Diane.
I love that.
And then you've been inside someone's bedroom while they were sleeping. Take a string on them. I'm going to say Edwin. So I'm going to say that I was there when, like, I wasn't in the raft, but I was sort of following the raft from a distance, because that's the kind of creep I am. And I saw Edwin die, but he didn't die. And now I'm super jealous of Edwin, and I've been stalking him, including being in his bedroom while he was sleeping. And that's a string for Edwin.
I've never been so excited to be stalked.
Absolutely amazing. So we're playing at the Moon Harbor Prep School, since we haven't seen it in like the comic verse so far, just the regular public high school. And Valentine's Day is on a Friday this year, so there's a school dance. So I want to know, does anybody have a date to the dance? Who are you going with?
I have 6 dates to the dance. I just haven't decided which one I'm taking yet.
Oh, perfect.
May is very, very upset that I'm not going with her. And I will probably end up going with Buck because, Buck and I are on again, off again kind of relationship. He's not the on again, off again. I'm the one who's like, I'm bored now. But I think I've got my eye on a couple other people.
Oh, I love that, because part of this is also like, if you're not going with anyone, do you have a crush on someone?
I also think that my clique is in charge of organizing it. Like, I think we've taken over student council because we are all partiers and very much have access to drugs and alcohol. I have a feeling that this dance is going to quickly devolve into chaos.
Oh, perfect.
See, I'm thinking that I might have Edwin as my date to the dance. If we assume that I've acquired this token recently, and showing Edwin what love is was a recent event, it would all line up nicely.
I'm totally good with that.
Are you guys like already in a relationship, or is this just, oh, hey, do you want to go to the dance?
Possibly investigating the possibility of a relationship. That seems like it has way more drama potential.
Yeah, I like that. And I think Ed just wouldn't admit that he wants to go to the dance. So, it's a convenient use.
Perfect.
Yeah, it works.
Purdue, do you have a date going solo or going solo?
I definitely don't have a date. Everybody is really surprised that I'm there at all.
Is there anybody that you're interested in?
I'm not interested in anyone.
Cool. And then one last thing. What is your character's goal for this evening? Like, are you guys trying to get somebody to notice you, trying to hook up with someone, just trying to have a good time?
I want it to be as much chaos as possible. Chaos, debauchery. I'm looking for, people getting super, super plastered and, fighting with each other, and, blood will be spilt. People will have sex with each other. That's the mood for tonight. It's Valentine's Day after all. What else is Valentine's Day for?
Oh, perfect.
I think Vanessa's going into this feeling she's on top of the world. Everything is perfect right now, and she is not going to let anyone interfere with her reputation. She is not going to let anyone interfere with her date. She is going to make sure that tonight goes perfectly by hell or high water.
Amazing.
Oh, I can't wait for Diane and Vanessa to interact.
My goals are super simple. I want to spike the punch and have fun. But like that, I've died so many times. What is adrenaline even kind of fun? No.
Purdue, what are your goals?
I think my goals are to stand in the back and stare at Edwin all night.
Not creepy at all.
I'm a simple man.
Moon Harbor Heroes is produced by Anthony Sheets and TP Huth and edited by Anthony Sheets. Anthony can be found on Twitter at IcyNewYear or at IcyNewYear.com. T is the host of Incubator on Air, a new play podcast available on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google Play. She can be found at T Huth Playwright on Twitter or TPHuth94 on Instagram. This issue was GM by Elliot Peterson. She can be found on Twitter at Elliot Yelena. Diane is played by T. Huth. Edwin is played by me, Anthony Sheets. Purdue is played by Simon Meskins. You can find him on Twitter as @Gilberecki. Vanessa is played by ArdentDawn. The music for this issue was Classic Horror 1 by Kevin MacLeod. A link to the license and his website will be in the show notes. Our logo was designed by Beautiful Beasties. She can be found on Instagram at beastly.doodles or on Patreon at patreon.com/beautifulbeasties. If you want to get a hold of us, email us at moonharborheroes@gmail.com or on Twitter at moonharborcast. If you enjoyed this issue, please consider leaving us a review on iTunes and recommending it to friends. Word of mouth is really the best way for us to bring these stories to more people. If you'd like to support us financially, check us out on patreon.com/moonharborheroes. Supporting us there will give you access to bonus episodes each month. And thanks for helping us save the world. We'll see you next issue.